Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 New Order as Germany. Let us continue on where we last left off. So. Finland, I think, soon should be aligning with us. Okay, taking over German Africa. Africa has been completely destroyed. And we get some sad music in the background. So yes, let's just go back to the pact. Finish this up. I don't know. Sometimes these sounds last like forever in the New Order. But, okay, let's get our other stuff after, we'll get this stuff done, and then we'll read this afterwards. What year is it? 67? That done? Hey, okay, there we go. So it sounds like a lot of executions took place. Do I want any of you? Do I want any of you? 68? Ah, fuck it, we'll take it. Aside from that, I still would love to do the architect thing, but again, this it has to be broken. I'm not too sure. You unlock some decisions here. Yeah, whatever this is, it's supposed to give me my spy agency, and it just didn't. I wonder if maybe one sec, I'm gonna try something. Okay, my plan was to do like decisions no checks, which will allow you to do every single decision, but they don't actually ever pop up in here, so. Well, I guess Peter just gets to live in Germany, and I get to embarrass Germany on an international stage, because I can't do anything about it. Anyways, peering into the heart of darkness. Jajan stood at rank attention in the Reichschancellery lobby, as the Fuhrer atop the stairs let his gaze contemptuously judge the assortment of untailored bland suits that they were wearing. He made a mental note to ship some police funding to the HVA, so their department heads would not look like a lot of unforgettable blank clerks. On the other hand, a maybe unremarkable list was a positive in this sort of profession. These are some department heads, Mueller. They are all assembled. The intelligence officer nodded, stone-faced. Borman nodded back, and after a quick scan around the room for any secretary who did not follow the order to stay in their office, Borman descended the stairs until his face was not only barely higher than that of the other agents. After noting several of them were taller than him, he figured out his most appropriate place to stand so that he could hear all of them without dawning attention to his height. He cleared his throat while the agents saluted him. Gentlemen, good of you to join us. I believe that we have all received your dossiers. It is critical we commit all of our resources to the Operation Westerwald. And if you follow me to the war room, the Oberkommando representatives will brief us on our current knowledge of Gerfer Bruno. And I've assured Higher Mueller that you will be allowed to come with your own suggestions for extracting information about Bruno, shall we? Almost in unison, the agents picked up their briefcases and followed up the stairs. Borman tried to reassure himself. If anybody in the world could pierce the Burgundian veil, it was these men. Yet, why did he feel so uneasy? Yes, we're going to get this one finished up. It's only going to take 7 days. It's not going to be that bad. Okay. A united border service? Our sole partner East and another ancient enemy of Russian, Finland, exists as the only independent nation of Europe to save ourselves, to stand ever alert against the Asiatic hordes of Rusland. Before the war, they were fearful of the Soviet imperialist desire to retake the former Grand Duchy, which itself was racked by civil war against the Bolsheviks when the empire fell. Instead, they expanded to push the Soviets out of the Scandinavian peninsula, taking the remainder of Crowley and the more valuable northern port of Murmansk. They have not done that anymore. It is very much in Russian hands. They are protected by the violence of the Russian Hell by the anti-communist guard in Onega. No, they are not. Yet still must invest a great deal in ensuring their border remains secure from raiders and bandits. The West Russian Revolutionary Front still manages its icy grips over Archangelisk, and may yet prove to be a threat against German and Finnish limits from. As the great power of Europe and as protector against the force of Bolshevism, the Finns would be well served by partnering with us to protect their gains from the Russians. Indeed, they have approached us with a proposal for United Finno-German Border Service to stem the tide of smugglers, bandits, and revolutionaries that seek to gain entry into their lands. It is obvious that we will bear the brunt of this burden, both in funding and manpower, as the senior of the two states. This would, however, go a great deal towards establishing Finland as a truly Finnish state, rather than a reluctant ally. Yes, I will definitely spend $3 billion on this. Again, Finland, you've got to realize you've already lost some territory, and you've lost Onega. You really have no defenses against them anymore. Has Action Act 2. In a dangerous jungle of this political landscape of the New Reich, no one can be considered as too cautious. Of all people, the Fuhrer knows this well, and no sign of treachery or dubious conduct escapes his eye. Too many times he escaped defeat, or worse, by the thinnest of threads. His experience has taught him that the innocent today can, and usually will, be the culprit tomorrow. Everyone can be a traitor, even without him knowing, even against his will, and it is the Fuhrer's duty to ensure that such dangerous elements are properly dealt with. This and many other thoughts agitate Martin Bormann's mind as he reads of the rebirth of one of the most hated enemies, the occult sects, degenerate gatherings of the misbegotten people bent on foreign influence and irrational beliefs, and have had banned almost 30 years ago thanks to the proper intervention. But now they have risen up once more. Sprouting as fungi and rotten trucks, these parasites threaten once more the purity of the Aryan people. As he crunches the paper in his hands, he already knows the answer to 1,000 unspoken questions. Heinrich Himmler, the snake, had always been a devotee of the occultist creed, and many prominent officials kept practicing their debaucherous ways under his wing, even after Hess action. Kept away from the righteous punishment by the powerful SS of Reichsfuhrer, ever since the Ostrat was created, Himmler has dropped all pretense of compliance with the German law, and now everyone can see the fruits of his criminal intent. There is no time to be lost. Every new occult circle is an eye of the Heimler, which can spy on the Reich. Every new acolyte of potential minion. These tumors must be excised immediately and without hesitation. As Warren calls his secretary, he already knows what he needs to do. All the occult clubs will be banned once more, and as will all of the petty superstitions such as exorcism, homeopathy, and many other pseudo-medical ramifications. All the leaders will be arrested on sight, and any of the members identified by the Overhaul for future use. The Reich will be a pinnacle of racial and mental purity. I'm sure good things can only come from this. And I still really wish I could do all the events regarding Spear. I mean, I think that would be fun. That could be cool. Only thing we can do is finish this stuff. Skilled workforce 10 million. Let's keep funneling money and stuff into this. That sounds fine. Okay, back to the pact. Let's go next up. Shit, I did not read it, but the Mannerheim line. It's the defense line against Russia. You can go back and pause and read it. I guess I won't be. Also, I don't even know what I said, if I agree to it or not. Piercing the veil. This better go smoother than the plane incident, Mueller. The pale intelligence offer smiled rallied back in Bormann. It should, my fear. We have to remember that the Orpal was quite unused intelligent work, even many of my team itself, when part of the Gestapo primarily dealt with investigating threats after the fact. At least we did learn the minimum operational ceiling of Burgundy and surface-to-air missiles. Excuse me, my fear. Are you sure you have been wearing those with the lights on? Or on in here? Bormann took the night vision goggles off and returned them to the agent who had been adjusting them. The fear is blinking confused after the bright lights had just been shown into his eyes. I will be fine. Now tell me, Mueller, are these men of yours reliable then? Mueller put his hands on his hips and looked proudly over the men preparing their equipment in the white-pinned Orpal garage. The very best. I knew them personally from my time in the SIPO, and Herr Gödel had vouched for them too. They are master infiltrators and speak fluent French. They will blend in perfectly with the peasantry once we've crossed the Loire into Brittany. And then what are the Goggly Isles for? Yes, my Führer. We will drive under the river with the cover of night, clear any patrols on their side with knives and suppressed handguns, and that is when the night vision apparatus will be critical. Excellent planning, Mueller. Hopefully we will soon pierce the Burgundian veil. As long as they don't actually do any events, then we should be golden, because I can't do shit regarding that. All we can do is build up our highway systems. You're 9.8% complete. You're 11.6% complete. I think overall things are looking pretty good. Send garrisons from Muscovy. Not only is Finland short on funds to defend their portion of the line for satisfaction, but they're also chronically short on men. Their army may be elite, but the forests and lakes around Finland are even less densely populated than the vast wastes of Russia. Any series of fortifications they construct across the hundreds of kilometers of the border will be drastically undermanned. Our garrison Moscovin, while overworked in keeping Russian national sentiments quelled, are numerous and experienced in defending against raids from beyond the border. A small vacation might do our troops in good. During the day, they can ensure the Finnish portion of the line is held just as firmly as their own, and by night they can relax in the saunas with the beautiful women of Finland. They may not share Germanic blood, but as the Führer Hitler declared, the Finns are honorary Aryans. The Reich may not hold so much of an idea these days, but it will continue to be circulated as long as Finland themselves proves to be useful. Yes, a holiday in Lapland. 4,500 manpower honestly is not a big deal whatsoever. And I'm not too worried about... I mean, we just outnumber you guys, don't we? 28 to 55, you have 9 divisions. We've got 127. And if a war ever broke in Russia, we can always just send them more troops. It's not that bad. Okay, tensions in Muscovy. Our drive to secure the borders of Muscovy has pushed our garrisons away from the cities and even further east towards the border, as well as averting a great number of troops northwards to supplement the Finnish garrisons. Our Russian subjects used the contents Used to the constant pressure of our troops to keep them in line for all these years, have begun to question their future now that German grip is loosened, and their warlords in the east have begun to stabilize and make threats towards our rightfully won Lebensraum. The second of the mine has yet to spread too far, and there are still treatments available for those who become too churlish. The natural method would be to transfer additional troops and police officers into Muscovy to make up for the loss, that the Slavs will only spend a short amount of time wondering where their overlords have gone. A less expensive and manpower-intensive alternative would be to begin a campaign of disinformation throughout Muscovy, to quell any dissent tendencies with propaganda, where they have a chance to spread in earnest. Command power plus 15 to get political power off of you. I mean, let's do Velvet Glove, even though we are giving some more power to the Reformist. I still feel pretty okay with that. And how are you guys doing? Intelligentsia is opposed to us? No, they're not. They will never be. No one will ever oppose me anymore. I will always be in charge. Probably. As long as nothing bad happens. Burgundian explorers. Intelligence indicate that we are not the only ones attempting to gain all-in into Finland. While we attempt to guard them against the threat of the east, another more insidious one has been already entered its tendrils into the frozen north. News travels slowly between the trap within large and northern Finland, but word has reached us that there are a strange set of newcomers in Lapland and Kola. Clad in midnight black and wearing the badge of the twin lightning bolts, this can only mean that the OSS Ostrand Burgund has interest in Finland. The purpose of this mission with all the Burgundian message is unknown, though the explorers have been observed taking weather readings and soil samplings in the region. Their presence is no doubt part of some insidious plot to harden the Reich, and the Fuhrer will not tolerate their presence. We could make them make it a condition of our new treaty to expel these enemy agents from Finland immediately to prevent the mission from being fulfilled, whatever its nefarious purpose. Alternatively, we could simply ignore them. What harm could a couple explorers do above the Arctic Circle? It would outweigh that done in negotiation to make too many demands of the Finns. Yeah, no, Finland, you can't let Burgundy have troops in your territory. That would... That's wild. We just simply cannot allow that. Okay, we will send you into this army next. Okay, we've reactivated the Siegelen line. We will then do the early detection system. Done and done. Negotiations with the parliament. Negotiations between the German and Finnish governments are complete, and drafted treaty is finished. But it must still pass the final test of being negotiated through the Finnish parliament, which does not obey our own, more efficient system of Führerprinzip. The Prime Minister must steer the treaty through the treacherous waters of democratic institutions in order for these documents to have been of any merit. While Parliament is not a place for a foreigner to speak, our observers have permitted to listen to the Prime Minister's defense of the proposal from a shaded alcove. The Prime Minister gave an impassioned speech, which, while it may not have been paid sufficient time towards the virtues of the Reich, gave a strong argument for defense cooperation between the Republic of Finland and the Greater German Reich. After a brief round of hears, the floor had opened for debate. Say yes, say yes, say yes. Finland! We can re-upgrade you. Costs $150 billion, 6 billion factories. We get more war support, which you don't really need. And this is to go against Burgundy. I will spend the $150 billion. Fine. Enemy of our enemy. After several fierce rounds of debate and a near fist fight between the heated government and opposition parliamentarians, the vote narrowly confirmed the mutual defense agreement between the Republic of Finland and the Greater German Reich. Few spoke in favor of the agreement in strictly ideological terms, instead emphasizing the necessity of the agreement to ensure the Republic's defense against the rapidly stabilizing Russian statelets to the east and the security of the region of Karelia. The treaty is to be signed in the city of St. Petersburg, itself only a hop across from the Finnish border. With only a hearty handshake between the Fuhrer and the Prime Minister and a pair of signatories, friendly cooperation will be restored between our two Aryan nations, and security and prosperity restored to the east. Thank you for the 150 political power. I will definitely be taking that one. And now, you're not in my faction, but presumably it's going to be similar. Colombia, are they already having a coup? Italy tried to win one fight in South America, and they're immediately getting a coup. Good work, Italy. Let's go for max naval range. You know what? Sure. Give me capital ship armor. Seems fine. I really wish I can click this button. It's genuinely like taunting me that I cannot click it. And where are you guys stationed again? All right, you're down in Bulgaria. At some point, I'm pretty sure Bulgaria will become part of the Great Game. I don't know exactly when. So let's get you guys a prepared invasion here. Orange Army, let's prepare you to invade your way into Serbia as well. Because all of these are potential options for us to have to invade. Okay, early detection's done. Next up, let's do the Iron Curtain. And then the enemy of my enemy, which will get us be a little bit more friendly with the French. And presumably a friendly France is anti-Burgundian. Okay. We have 2 more events to read this episode, and then we'll be ending it off. No, not you. Send you to this army. Screams in the dark. Your name? The blue and yellow mess that had once been a muscular German agent spat some blood in the questioning SS uniform. The interrogator sneered and wiped his uniform using the apron he was wearing. Disappointing, he said dismissively. Werner, give him some more of the cattle prod. 20 minutes of screams later, the interrogator asks again, your name. Oberstufführer Stahlwaschstaffen. Oh, how droll. Werner, the tongs. After another 15 minutes, the agent was substantially more talkative. Eric, my name is Eric Wirster from Nuremberg. Very good. And who do you work for, Herr Wischenblend? The agent hesitated, caused the interrogator to sigh. Werner, please fetch a knife. Wait, no, I'll talk. I'm working for the foreign branch of the Orpo, for a man named Mueller. Please stop. The SS interrogator smiled quizzically, leaning against a wall of the dank cell. Very good, Herr Wisben. That wouldn't be Heinrich Mueller of the Gestapo, would it? That moron and a traitor of the SS would be the type to send agents into Ostrat speaking French. I remember him. Very well. Then I am sure my superiors will allow me to send a message through you. You're releasing me? Of course, Herr Wisben. You and all your friends. Werner, proceed to make sure to leave the teeth. Outside the building, nobody could hear this. Okay, so our operation in Burgundy failed horrendously. I guess, you know what probably happened? They probably killed a lot of the French people. Or they probably just made speaking French illegal in Burgundy. That also seems quite possible. And paper. Paper? We're in a shortage of paper? Bormann read aloud the reports, Lange read them. How did that even happen? Well, my Fuhrer, it comes down to our bureaucracy. We need a lot of paper to run the Reich, and we don't have enough. We're doing relatively alright at the moment, but it could turn into an incredibly nasty situation soon. Well, let us get some more paper for the Reichskanassel, Bormann said. Lang quickly interrupted him. Well, you see, that would also cause another problem. The short paper applies to the Reich as a whole, not just the Reichskanazi. If we divert paper to the bureaucracy, we'll have a shortage of the paper for the military and for the civilians. And another problem is, if we don't have to divert our current supply of paper to one of them, all of them will suffer. It's up to you to where we send our paper, my Fuhrer. Okay, so to civilians, to the bureaucrats. Of course, we're going to send it to the bureaucrats. I want more loyalty, please and thank you. But with that, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, click thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.